I always say that if you want to be successful in real estate, you must start right because too many people start wrong. In this training, I'm going to explain the first 3 steps to wholesaling so you can start on the right path to finding that next payday. So if you're just getting started with wholesaling, this training will be extremely valuable to you. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. I have thousands of hours of education that's going to help you become a more profitable real estate investor. Okay, step number 1 is finding deals. Now, this may seem obvious, but without finding deals, you have no business. This is why I want you to spend 90% of your time searching for distressed properties where the owner doesn't live there. In most cases, they're vacant. And when a property is vacant, the owner could be paying on a mortgage. There's taxes. Somebody could vandalize the home. Someone could even get hurt on the property. This makes the home a liability and can create a lot of stress for the owner. And I'm sure the neighbors aren't very happy either. Now, there are several ways to find these deals, but I want to cover the 2 most popular. And if you only did these 2 things, you'll find deals and make money in wholesaling. The first way is to drive for dollars. So get in your car and start driving the middle to lower priced neighborhoods. You're more likely to spot out distressed properties in these areas. The obvious signs are tall grass, boarded up windows, mail hanging out of the mailbox, posted notices on the door or window. But some of the not so obvious signs that maybe there's no personal items like a hose or potted plants or kid's bicycle, or the trash can isn't out on trash day. Now, when driving, train your eye to spot these signs and write down the address. Now, just because the property looks distressed and there are no personal things lying around, it doesn't mean that it's vacant. So I want you to pull the address up in REIPro to determine, does the owner live there or not? This is what we call an absentee owner. If it's an absentee owner, great. Keep it on the list and continue driving. I recommend that you commit at least 2 to 3 hours of driving time each time you're out. So you could take a different route to work and look for these deals that will also help you save some time. The second way to find deals, which is the fastest, is running a lead search in REIPro. Let me show you how to do it. First thing I want to do is actually enter a location. I'm going to select Orlando, Florida. Now, what are you looking for? Now, we did talk about absentee owners, which you can see we have over 74,000. But we can also go down to vacant properties as well. So an absentee owner is being identified by the post office that they don't live there. They may have a different mailing address, whereas a vacant property, although the tax assessor could say they still live there because maybe the owner hasn't notified the actual tax assessor that they've moved. So a vacant property comes through a different data set. So a vacant property is actually being determined by the post office where they stop delivering mail there, regardless if the tax assessor says they live there or not. So in this example, I'm just going to select vacant properties and I'm going to click search. So out of this list, we have over 5,000 properties. Now, the very first thing I want to do is go into my filters. Now, again, I'm going to do this fairly quickly and just hit some of the most popular filters, but feel free to go in and select the filters that meets your buying criteria. I'm going to just target single family homes in this particular case. Estimated value, I'm going to shoot again from that lower to middle price point. I'm going to do 2 to 500,000. Equity percentage, I want to have at least 50%, right? So if I'm a wholesale property, I have to have equity, period. I'm going to scroll down. Bedrooms and baths, not too important to me because as long as numbers work and I can make numbers work, I can make money. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-1 or a 3-2. I'm going to go to last sold date. I want to see properties where the owner has at least owned it for 2 years. As I scroll down to the owners, I want to just select individual owned. I want to kind of remove any kind of company owned properties. Sometimes hard to market to those companies and actually get the marketing piece into the hands of the person that can make the decision on if they want to sell or not. Now, as far as living in state or out of state, I'm just going to hit select all. One other thing that I want to go back up here is I want to exclude HELOCs and I want to exclude any reverse mortgages, especially here in Florida. You're going to have a ton of reverse mortgages. I'm then going to scroll down and click my apply filter button. As you can see, we dropped the list down to 912. This might be a much more manageable list for me to start marketing and a more qualified list for me to start marketing. Now, you have a ton of features right here in front of you, such as drawing specific shapes on a map, pinpointing neighborhoods and school boundaries, checking area statistics, and adding multiple locations. Now, once we've gathered your list of potential leads, no matter if it's driving for dollars or going and doing a lead search, it's time to move to step 2. Step 2 is marketing owners. There are a few different ways to market owners, but I'm going to cover my 2 favorites. The first one is direct mail. I personally prefer postcards over letters because they hit you right at the mailbox. You can read it without opening something. Now, most people sort their mail over the trash can, so if you do send letters, make them stand out so they get opened. REIPro offers over 90 professional design postcards, and we'll even mail them out for you. No need to go to another site to do this. The second way to market owners is to do a skip trace and call them. This is the most direct and the fastest because you'll have immediate contact with the owner. I recommend following REIPro's phone script and questionnaire. This script has helped me close over 500 deals. Let me give you some tips on qualifying the owner so you're not wasting your time on dead-end leads. Number 1, I want you to just start with some basic questions about the property to ease any tensions. You might be worried about what the seller's going to ask you, but I guarantee you the owner's probably wondering why you're calling on their property that doesn't have a for sale sign. So be confident and start by saying, "Can you tell me a little bit about the property?" Then keep asking questions which will help you stay in control of the conversation. Number 2, understand their situation. You see, their situation determines if they're going to sell and what they're going to sell for. It's all about the owner, not the house. So build a relationship. You can do this by saying, "May I ask why you're selling?" This one simple question will help you understand their situation and determine their motivation. Number 3, if they're not interested in selling at this time, don't just hang up. Ask them if it would be okay if you call them back in 30 days to see if their situation has changed. You can also ask if they know of anyone interested in selling. You may be surprised on how many more deals you could do in a year just by asking these questions. If they are interested in selling, it's time to schedule an appointment to go look at the property ASAP. So finding deals, sending direct mail or skip tracing, and qualifying owners can all be done right here in REIPro. No need to have several different accounts out there costing you more money. You can also use REIPro to see property details, mortgage info, tax info, run comps, and more. Again, these are just the first 3 steps to make sure you get started right. Hope this training video helped, and if you learned something valuable, please smash that like button and be sure to subscribe. Also, be sure to watch my complete training series on wholesaling for free. Just click the video on the screen.